get away with nothing. The result of what you do is karmic. The debt of karma is to pay for it from 3 to 7 times over, depending on what system you're in. Dharma, D-H-A-R-M-A, is that once mentally you can understand what it takes physically or physical actions to bring about, you can set aside 6 physical actions or 6 lifetimes because you can mentally project yourself into what could be without having to go through it like a little child physically in order to enjoy or to learn something. Dharma is mental awakening and physical absolvance. You don't have to go through something physically and mentally to project yourself into seeing how it will wind up physically anyway. So it's saying again that the higher you go in consciousness, the more mental you become. Physical attributes are on the bottom of the scale. Mental attributes are on the top of the scale because mental can always make physical, but physical cannot make mental.
Much honor and respect to the ancestor, Dr. Blair. Much honor and respect to everybody listening. Roll Radio. You know what I'm saying? We want to tap into some of this Dharma. There's a lot of karma. We always talk about karma. People talk about karma so much, and that's a reflection of the fact that we always in our physical being. We tap into our physical being so much, you know what I'm saying? We focus on karma. Oh man, it's gonna come back in karma, you'll get bad karma, or I'm looking for good karma and all of that. All of that's great, you know what I'm saying? But Dharma sidesteps all of that. So it's good to know, you know what I'm saying, how all this stuff functions, and you can tap into what you want and choose your own destiny. You know what I'm saying? You choose your own route as opposed to being guided. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's cool to be guided, but we could guide ourselves and have partnerships as opposed to being slaves. You know what I'm saying? Mentally slaves and physically slaves and so on and so forth, and just understand that the hierarchy of how shit work. You know what I'm saying? It's important. So like the ancestors said, increasing consciousness supports tapping into to Dharma. So we're going to put this in order because if we, the mind controls the body. And, we all see what happens when the body controls the mind. The body's just going to do what it wants. It's going to want to have sex what it wants. It's going to want to go to the bathroom. It's going to want to fart, shit, burp, eat, especially eat. You know what I'm saying? It can take over the mind if you allow it. But, truly the mind is totally stronger and totally more aware than the body. You know what I'm saying? It connects the entire body. You know what I'm saying? If you allow it. So are we mentally awake or what we doing? And the reason why, I wanted to tap into the Roll Radio today was for these Jason months, July, August, September, October, and November. Because this is a big time of what I'm speaking about when it comes to karma and Dharma. You know what I'm saying? So during these months, the Jason months, you'll notice a lot of stuff happens, a lot of rituals, a lot of stuff going on in mainstream media. You'll see that there's a lot of rituals happening and stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? The Rittenhouse joint during this time in September, 9/11 happened. Then there's Halloween. There's all kind of stuff going on during these months. But you'll notice that the quote unquote powers that be will pull back and forth at our energy and make a lot of stuff happen, but normally in the forms of deaths and destruction. Like this thing in Wisconsin that just happened. They said Malcolm X's daughter just died, and then right before that, Malcolm X's quote unquote killers got exonerated. All this stuff is done by design. I mean, there's rituals happening all the time, but during these months, once we understand how energy works, boom. Let me put you on. For those that, seek to understand this a little bit more. So during July, the sun is at its highest peak for the most part. And that's when everybody's outside. You can even see it. With everybody, niggas is barbecuing. We outside grilling. Everybody out the pool, beaches, swimming. People are outside during this time. And the sun's at its highest point for the most part during these times. So this energy. So that energy is all energy that we all have access to. You know what I'm saying? We all have access to these energies. It's just knowing about what to do with these things. And during July, we outside, stuff is going on. But what they're doing is that they're pulling energy. You know what I'm saying? They're pulling energy during this time. The height of the sun's energy, that's the main energy that we focus on now here. Literally photosynthesis. A lot of stuff is happening. So when it goes into September and then October, it goes into where the energy is being harvested. That's why during September 11th and all that, you'll notice that that's when that happened. Stuff is being harvested during this time of September. Harvesting, about to eat, like we're preparing the food, stuff is getting ready, fruit is falling off the tree. So it's like the energies at its highest is being built together. And then during September, it's like, all right, all the fruit is falling off the tree. Let's gather this fruit. Then in October, it's being cooked, it's being conjured. Because then you have Halloween, you know what I'm saying? When the Dia de los Muertos and all of that, that's when the veil between the different worlds, this world and the other unseen world is at its peak. That's why people do all the spiritual ghosts and spooky stuff, because that's truly at that time we have the ability to be close to those worlds. That's why they do Dia de los Muertos and all that. So boom. So then you have October, and then the Scorpio season. When shit gets a little spooky as well. A lot of stuff starts happening. It gets darker during that time. It's more nighttime as well. So during these times, energy is being conjured. So as the energy's high, summer, fruit falling off the tree, fall, end of fall is being conjured, and then you see all these killings. They even have the voting season during this time. And then all this energy is consumed at what most people call Thanksgiving, which is one of the biggest rituals that people participate in. You know what I'm saying? Like the pilgrims came here, took the land, destroyed the land and the people here on the land, the indigenous people on the land. And then they say, Thanksgiving, thank you for giving me your shit. And for some reason, we find a way to celebrate this and eat during this and pig out and literally eat turkeys. And you know what I'm saying? Like, put it together. You job turkeys. Like, y'all, all the stuff that the rituals that are being done in the mainstream aren't for our benefit for the most part. You know what I'm saying? They're not for our benefit. We make it, you know what I mean? Just like slaves made chitlins taste good. We make this stuff do what it do as human beings, but energetically, this stuff is not for us. We have to really feel that and know what that is. And once we could do that, we could take the energy that's being that's out there and use it for our purposes, because these rituals have big, you know what I'm saying, they have big impacts on our lives. That's why everybody now is ready for Thanksgiving in a few days, and they're going to be ready for it. They're going to go, they're going to family, eat everything. That's a ritual. That's putting stuff together. That's doing stuff over and over. That's energy, and that energy is conjured. So there's a reason why Malcolm X's daughter is just found dead. The Rittenhouse thing just happened, because now what is everybody going to be talking about? What's the majority of, you know what I'm saying, people are going to be talking about, at least in the United States, at this ritual that is inverted, is also based upon mass genocide as well, when they killed the quote-unquote indigenous or Indian. When we talk about all these other murders and deaths and corona, and, you know what I'm saying, all kind of fear. It's just fear factor. It's literally fear factor backed and supported by death. You know what I'm saying? And then you also have the addition of July and August in the beginning, which makes it even crazy, because that brings in the Roman influence. You know what I'm saying? The Roman influence, which is built into the calendar. The July, which is Julius, and then the August, which is the Augustus, months that are put in. That's when all of these rituals start. Again, done by design. You know what I'm saying? These people aren't playing with the way that they're managing energy. So we shouldn't either. We should see what it is, understand what the energy is about, and then move forward in our own fashions to seek balance and make it work for us as opposed to twerking for them. You know what I'm saying? On TikTok. Like, this shit just, you know what I mean? Like, we have the ability to do this now. Just like, do we choose to move forward, or do we choose to spiral downward? You know what I'm saying? Or elsewhere, or go back into another form of slavery, because that's where all this shit is going, to different formats of slavery. You know what I'm saying? But July and August represents the Roman influence, and then boom. So it's July, August, September, October, November. That's Jason, right? And then the Roman calendar begins, or the Roman influence begins in July, because that's Julius Caesar. Boom, go into that. At the end of November, they eat, right? We eat. Everybody eats. They go through all of that. And then at the end of the once you eat, you sit back and chill. At the end of it, through doing all of these rituals, what happens? There's gifts at the end of the ritual. And these gifts is based in what? Or based on what? In according to mainstream media? Christmas. You know what I'm saying? You get gifts at the end of all these rituals that you do, or that's being done. And Christmas originates from what? Saturnalia, which is a Roman god, which were the 12 days of eating, drinking, and sexual orgies, all kind of foul shit was going on. And then they tell you, hey, celebrate the 12 days of Christmas. You know what I'm saying? You get gifts after all of that. So, you know what I'm saying? It's very important for us to see, to know how this stuff works, so you can see how they're playing with the energy. And then they have millions, if not billions of people recreating these energies from a ritualistic standpoint, pulling the origins from it, pulling the ancestors, their ancestors, Julius Caesar, the Romans, Bacchus, Saturn. You know what I'm saying? All of they pulling the ancestors that they want to pull, and then use the energy for what they have it set for, not necessarily what we want to do. So again, tap in. You know what I'm saying? Realize what's going on is very important, and during this time, it's also an important time to realize, you know what I'm saying, the who you're around during this time, because we also tap it in the Sagittarius season. You know what I'm saying? So during this time, it's important to, you know, pay attention to what's going on, because for those of us who are able to see this stuff, you know what I'm saying, like, people are discussing energy. We understand the energy. Human beings are more aware of energy, you know, more now than before, in my lifetime at least. So with that said, this is all energetical rituals. This is all stuff that's happening amidst a quote-unquote pandemic. Who was Pan? You know what I'm saying? The god of, you know what I'm saying? Check out Pan. Like, it's all tapped in for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So Pan Demon. You know what I'm saying? Like, pandemic, Pan Demon. So as this fear and as all of this bullshit is, you know what I'm saying, is happening, the people that are just moving in disarray don't understand this. You know, be careful, because they're part of what's being conjured. They're part of the, you know what I'm saying, what's the energy that's being used towards those of us that understand better. You know what I'm saying? Whether we like it or not, whether we realize it or not. So it's not to say that you don't, you know, be around people, see what's going on. But we do need to see what's going on inside and see how this affects us one way or another, because it does affect us. You know what I'm saying? It definitely affects us to the T, all the way. That's why Christmas, everybody's going to get hyped for Christmas, buy gifts, make excuses to buy gifts, create Kwanzaa and all this other shit around it, just to make it do something, because they want to tap into that original energy of Saturnalia, because it's a Roman situation that starts in June, July, goes through da-da-da-da-da. The energy is constantly being conjured. We can maneuver this in other ways, you know what I'm saying? But it's good to see the ways that it's happening. It's like, oh, I see what they're doing. It's like playing spades, and you turn your hand over and everybody see what you got going on. Of course, you're going to lose every trip. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go wheels every time. And that's what they're doing. They are going wheels on us, B. Constantly. Literally and figuratively, man. Wheels all over the place. Circles and circles and circles. So, you know what I'm saying? Real Radio just want to tap in. You know what I'm saying? You know, put everybody out there. Much honor and respect to all listening. You know what I'm saying? If, you know, feel free to tap in, too, as well. You know what I'm saying? We can't do this alone. So we could build different rituals on our own. You can make your own rituals. Even what I would suggest is just do things with intention first. You know what I'm saying? You have to get spooky with it, but just do things with intention. You know what I'm saying? People pray. That's what's the point of that? That's intention. So all this stuff is, when there's other layers of intention tapped in, and your dreams start getting fishy and stuff starts happening around you, like these things are happening for reasons. So, you know what I'm saying? Move with intention and make stuff happen for your own reasons. You know what I'm saying? And I should know, you know what I mean, what the Jason Ritual is about, because that's my name. I should know what the Roman's about, because I'm J. Rowe. So all this stuff is for some reason or another. You know what I'm saying? I resonate with all of this. That's not to say I agree with it, but I know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? So we can create our own bounces, though, and our own movements and our own things to, you know, become sovereign and do the things that we like to do. So everybody enjoy your time. Always stay vigilant. You know what I'm saying? Stay tapped in. Stay continuing to build with yourself and others, and stay, you know, stay within. Real Radio tapping out.